Use Lookup to quickly find a person or property, learn more about them, and connect with them in person by phone, email, or social media. To get started, select Lookup from the main menu. On the toolbar, select the Person tab to look up by name, phone number, or email address. If you get too many results, you can get hyperlocal and limit the lookup to a specific location. Select the Property tab from the toolbar to look up a property by address, APN, radar ID, or even properties near your current location. Make sure to filter by county if looking up by an APN, as assessor parcel numbers are not unique across counties. The Radar ID is Property Radar's unique reference ID for each property and owner profile. They make it easy to share a property or owner profile with fellow Property Radar users. Use Show Nearby to center the map on your current location. This is handy when you are in the field and want to quickly understand who lives nearby. Change the view to review your results in different formats, like the grid view, split view, or card view. Double-click on a result to go to the property and owner profile. Use the back arrow in the upper left to navigate back to your lookup results. With Lookup on our mobile app for iPhone and Android, the power and convenience to find any property or owner is with you wherever you go. Lookup is the fast, easy way to find a person or property, learn more about them, and connect with them in person, by phone, email, or social media. At Property Radar, we're always just a click away to answer any questions you may have. The Property and Owner Profile provides all the details on the property, its owners, and the surrounding neighborhood. There are several ways to navigate to the profile, from list results, from Discover, or from Lookup. Once you've arrived on a profile, you'll see the 4 primary navigation tabs. First up, the Overview tab, where you'll find a summary of the property and its owners. The Property tab, which provides in-depth information on the property and tools for running comparables and investment analysis. Next, click on the Contacts tab to access information about each property owner. Finally, the Neighborhood tab for an overview of the area where the property is located. The tabs on the left side of the screen enable you to jump to exactly the information you need. In the upper right corner, you'll find a picture of the property, a street view, aerial view, or photo depending on what's available. And the map allows you to see the location of the property. Set your interest in the property using a 5-star rating system. The selection box in the sidebar allows you to select or deselect this property in your list so that you can manage those items as a group when you go back to the list. The arrow buttons allow you to navigate to the previous or next property in your list. You can see which lists this property is already in under My Lists, or add the property to another list. You can also set a status for a property to manage your workflow. Your status settings can be customized to your particular business needs and settings. The arrow in the upper left lets you return to the feature you came from. On the map, you can zoom in and out, pan to look around, and switch between street and aerial view, or expand the map to see it in full screen. The toolbar at the top offers 3 views: Map, Bird's Eye, and Street Side. The Locate button will move the map to another location so you can see where this property is relative to that location. Use the measurement tools to measure a distance or area on the map. Add a layer, for example, estimated value, to see a heat map of home values in the area. From there, click Bird's Eye View to see the property from various directions. Use the compass in the right-hand corner to change the direction. You can also zoom in and out using the scroll wheel on your mouse or a touch gesture. From there, click onto Street Side View to see the property from the street. Look up and down the street to view the neighbors. And zoom in for more detail. Now, let's look at the Overview tab. It provides a summary of the property and its owners. The Property panel shows a summary of the property characteristics, like the number of bedrooms and bathrooms. The Contacts panel shows an overview of the owners. click on the owner to retrieve more information. The Value panel shows a summary of the value, equity, and ownership of the property. Easily add photos that you've taken of the property. The mobile app makes this easy when you're out in the field. The Property tab shows details from the county assessor, recorder, and other sources to provide a detailed picture of the property, split into the following sections: the location of the property, the land or site of the property, the building or structure on the property, the value of the property including equity, debt, purchase price, and more, comparable sales, listings, and foreclosures to help you determine your own value, property tax information including the assessed owner, the history of transactions on the property including deeds, mortgages, and more, details on current and past foreclosure notices filed against the property, listing history on the property, and links to popular real estate portals for more information. There's also a place for you to upload photos, notes, and files for future reference. And there's an investment analysis tool for real estate investors. Finally, make sure to take some time to read and understand our disclaimer. The Contacts tab shows the name of each property owner and a variety of information about them, including phone numbers. We work hard to get good numbers and show the best first. When calling, always be neighborly and comply with all laws and regulations. If we have an email, you'll see an option to send them an invite. In seeking the best email addresses, we had to agree not to give them to you, so this tool allows you to reach out, and for the contact to then share their email directly with you. Their mailing address is also available. This is where their property tax bill is sent, and may be the same as the property address. Same for their primary residence, which is useful when looking into owners with multiple properties. We also include demographics data, which isn't always accurate, but gives you a great starting point for conversations and understanding more about them. You can set up a primary contact, which will be shown first and used in exports and marketing. To add other contacts, such as another owner, a renter, or even a vendor, click Add Contact. Click the Edit icon to update the contact's name. Add a phone number, email address, or social media link. Finally, the Neighborhood tab provides an overview of the area the property is located and compares it to the wider region. Information includes demographics and housing data from the U.S. Census, housing risk indicators for that neighborhood, a list of neighboring properties, and key weather and temperature information for the area. Whether at the office or on the go, Property Radar's comprehensive property and owner intelligence helps you to better understand your potential deals, decisions, and customers. Property Radar provides data-driven, intelligent tools real estate pros need to estimate the value and equity of a property quickly. Let's get started. Look up a property that you are interested in and go to its profile. Under the Property tab, the Value section breaks down the value of the property, including estimated value, which is shown in both summary and under market value. Estimated values are based on an automated valuation model, or AVM, that uses public record data, including recent sales, to estimate the likely value of the property. They don't take into account important items like view floor plan or curb appeal, which aren't in public record data. AVMs tend to be pretty accurate in tracts of similar homes, with lots of recent sales, but less accurate in areas where quality and features of homes vary, or there is little sales activity. Dollars by square foot takes the estimated value and divides it by square feet, and the date section reflects the date the value was last updated. The confidence score indicates how likely the estimate is to be accurate, largely based on how similar and recent the comparables are. Estimated values are great for narrowing down your list of properties to an approximate price range and for giving you an initial idea of the value. The assessed value is the value set by the county for the property tax assessment. It's next to the estimated value to compare the difference for a possible insight. The estimated total loan balance combines the estimated balance of all open loans. To review which loans we estimate are still open, look at the transaction history. Estimated equity is the estimated value minus the estimated total loan balance. The purchase section shows the purchase date and the amount the current owner purchased the property for, so you can see how much the value has changed. change market value to what you believe the property is worth. Market value is used by the investment analysis tool. Rent break-even calculates the value of property, assuming the amount set for my rent was used as a mortgage payment with a standard down payment. The market rent section allows you to set what you believe the property would rent for and is used by the investment analysis tool and rent break-even analysis. And the HUD fair market rent is the rent set by Housing and Urban Development for the housing voucher programs. It's set by zip code and number of bedrooms without regard to the quality of the property and is useful for estimating a likely minimum monthly rent for the property. Value break-even calculates the rent required to break even on the mortgage payment based on your My Value with a standard down payment. The comparables section is a powerful tool for determining the value of a property. Our automated valuation model provides an initial list of properties that are determined to be the most comparable. Use your local market knowledge to refine and improve the selection of comparables and improve the estimate. The subject property is shown at the top of the list of properties it is being compared to, and the comparable value based on the selected comps is shown at the bottom. Now we'll move on to the 3 tabs above the map. Recent sales is the most common approach to determining a property value based on recent comparable sales. Appraisers primarily rely on recent sales to determine value. For sale listings reflects a list of similar properties that are listed for sale. For sale listings lets you see competition currently for sale and may better reflect current market conditions than recent sales. Foreclosures shows the comparable properties that are currently in the foreclosure process and gives you insight into possible discounted transactions in the area that may affect the value in the future. The map shows each property with a number that corresponds to the properties shown in the list. Visualizing proximity and neighborhoods is often a great way to evaluate if the location of the property is really comparable. Sort the list of comparable properties by clicking on the headers. Uncheck the checkbox next to a property to eliminate it from being considered in the comparable valuation. The comparable value is recalculated and updated in real time to reflect your selection changes. Select Options to add missing information and tailor the results to your preferences. If the public records are wrong on your subject property, for example, the wrong number of baths or square footage, modify them here to select from new properties that are more comparable. Use recent sales options, listing options, and foreclosure options to include or exclude certain types of sales if you prefer. Use Restore Defaults to revert back to the public record. Comparables are constantly changing. We persistently update our records with new sales, so expect to see different results over time. To save the comparables that you've selected so they won't change, click Save. Click Reset to unsave. Transaction history is one of our most powerful tools for real estate professionals. Whether you're a foreclosure auction investor, doing due diligence before an auction, or a mortgage broker who wants to know the details of a person's current loan, this is the place to start. First, navigate to a property you're interested in. We'll use Lookup to find a specific property. Then, go to the Property tab and the Transactions section. The table at the top provides a history of the documents we have abstracted from the County Recorder's Office for this property. While this will typically include most of the documents recorded about a property, it may not include every document, and typically won't include documents filed against the owner but not the property. When you first open the history, you'll notice the top record is green. This is the most recent change of ownership and designates the current owner based on our algorithms. It's possible a more recent change of ownership occurred that doesn't meet our criteria, in which case it will be shown but won't be scrolled to the top or colored green. Scrolling down from that record, you'll find more recent recorded documents by date and document number. This order is important, as it typically represents the priority of each document, for example, which loan is first or second. Scrolling up from that record, you will see the history of recorded documents prior to the most recent owner. For each document, you'll see the document type and the document purpose based on our algorithms. For example, rate and term refinance, then our estimated loan position, and our estimate of whether or not it has been reconveyed or paid off, shown with a lowercase r. Next, you'll see the document number and date recorded. Grantor is the person signing the document. For deeds, that's the seller, and on loans, the borrower. Grantee is the other party. For deeds, that's the buyer, and for loans, it's the lender. Next is the amount, which is the sales price on a deed, and the loan amount on a loan. LTV down shows the down payment percent on a purchase, or the loan to value percentage on a loan. You can view and edit the abstracted document data by clicking the edit icon. This will take you to a new screen where you can see more details about the recorded document. As you can see, there is quite a bit of additional info on this loan, including the cash out they received, that it was a fixed-rate loan, and more. From the View Edit Document screen, you can also purchase or upload an image of the document itself if you need to review it, or are looking for additional information that we did not abstract. Documents are not available for purchase in all areas, and may be available to download for free from the county's website, which you can still store here by using our Upload feature. To edit the document, perhaps add additional data or correct something you think we got wrong, simply click the Edit button above the document details, make your changes, and click Save. While we typically provide most of the important documents for a property, you should not rely on what we provide alone as a complete history of title on a property. For experienced users, like trustee sale buyers who understand all the nuances of title research, we do provide tools for doing it on your own. Start by doing a search of the county recorder. If the county has a website, we do our best to provide you a link so that you can easily perform a search on your own. We'll demonstrate by trying to find the reconveyances for one of the loans that are estimated as reconveyed to verify that is actually the case. We'll then search for the owner's last name, Burson. We can narrow the results to just reconveyances and just those for Richard Burson, since that is what we are looking for. However, for a full title search, you may want to review all or most of the records. You'll see the county provides very little information, and to see most of the details, you'll need the document image. To fix this, let's add the document in Property Radar. Start by clicking Add Document. Enter the document type as reconveyance. Fill in the details and click Add Document. You now have the option to purchase the document. Note that in the document it says that it's a full reconveyance, and that it reconveys the loan recorded as Book 200-80225 and page 1588. Now, go back to the document details, click on the drop-down for Parent Document, and select that loan from the list. Click Update and Save. Note that this new reconveyance is now shown in the title history in bold to indicate it was added. It also indicates there is a document image attached, and that it is indented under the loan which it reconveyed. Now, this last part is important. While we generally show documents in the order of date and document number, we also group items that only pertain to a parent document under that parent document. These child documents include reconveyances, assignments, and foreclosures, for example. This is a unique feature in Property Radar and makes it far easier to understand the full chain of title and how documents relate to each other. Finally, we provide a title checklist that was designed to provide key reminders to trustee sale buyers who typically buy properties without title insurance, which is not something we recommend to anyone who hasn't had significant training and who doesn't fully understand the risks involved. If you are an expert, however, this is a great way to keep track of what research you've done, what you still have left to do, and whether or not you did it recently enough to be reliable. The transaction history is one of our most powerful tools, and we believe it is the best in the industry. That said, please read our user agreement and disclaimer, do your own due diligence, and preferably get title insurance before buying, selling, lending, or otherwise relying on the data. At Property Radar, we're always just a click away to answer any questions you may have.